Well, look, I think probably everyone expected AI to be front and center, and here we are talking about AI. Well, okay, but what we're trying to do is something a little bit different, not talk about the same stuff that's in your news feed, not about all the hype. Instead, we're going to give you some no bullshit, practical advice with real examples of actual people doing AI in the field now, and how we're seeing people using these emerging tools, and how we recommend that you do it also.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's so much hype floating around out there. I think it can be really hard for folks to separate signal from noise. And while we do want to be like really, really practical today, I think it is also true that there is this seismic shift in the very fabric of technology, especially for us here in the world of WordPress development. And so I don't think we can ignore that piece either.
Right. I do think we are living through a before and after moment, right? Hundreds of millions of users in ChatGPT, hundreds of new plugins emerging. Major hosting companies are all experimenting with AI. There's all these startups and tools and things. I mean, there is a lot of stuff. The landscape is evolving at an unprecedented pace.
Yeah, and with that evolution, there's this critical imperative, right? It's not just about leveraging AI, it's about separating the real value from all that hype that's out there. So we've seen too many kind of chase after that next shiny object, only to just end up going nowhere.
Yeah, there's a lot of snake oil out there. Promises of tools and features that will win the market, change everything. But let's be honest, the space is changing too rapidly for anyone to claim that they know the future.
Well, so you mean my crystal ball over there is worthless? It's a shame.
Yeah, you can throw that away.
Well, absent any crystal ball, we're actually going to try and simply convey the exact strategy for the AI that we use today at WP Engine. So, Cohen, I know you're always saying that AI is just another tool in our tool belt, right?
Yeah, right. I mean, it's a powerful tool, no doubt, but it's not the end-all, be-all solution, right? We're using AI to enhance what we do best, which is solving real problems for our customers, making things better, faster, cheaper, more delightfully, all that kind of stuff.
Well, and that's how we differentiate ourselves, right? And that's how I believe the folks out there are going to be able to differentiate themselves as well. So it's not just about using AI for the sake of using AI. It's really about applying it thoughtfully where it is truly going to add some value, whether that's like streamlining your workflows, enhancing your creativity, or making your platform more intuitive.
Right, right. And looking ahead, we are exploring uncharted territory, right? Again, with those hundreds of new plugins for ChatGPT, more AI models coming out, startups doing stuff. Yeah, we're not sure what's going to happen over the next 5 years, certainly, maybe not even 1 year. And so the question isn't just about where is AI and WordPress going, but how do we even steer that direction to empower our developers, our customers, our agencies all together?
Yeah, it's a journey that we're no doubt excited to embark on, and together with the WordPress community too. That's the really exciting part. So innovating, experimenting, all the most important thing to us is the learning, because at the end of the day, it's not just about keeping up, it's about leading.
Yeah, exactly. So let's dive in. Let's explore this new world of possibilities, because if there's one thing we're sure of is that there is this intersection of AI and WordPress. It's only just beginning to unfold. So let's see what's going on. So we took a survey of some of the smartest and most influential folks in this space today. And then we let these makers and doers share for themselves about how they embrace this philosophy, embrace AI, use AI, both inside of WP Engine and in the WordPress community at large.
Yeah, and that's why we're here, right? To help folks navigate this journey. So to empower, to innovate, and really to redefine what's possible. So folks, welcome to the future of WordPress with WP Engine.
All right, well, our first topic is accessibility. Accessibility and an open web go hand in hand. The mission of WordPress is to democratize publishing. That means making publishing accessible and making reading that accessible. If we don't do that, then we don't have an open web. But doing that is not a static end state, right? It's a North Star that we drive toward.
Yeah, I think AI can kind of almost redefine accessibility, right? So we can broaden the focus to serving folks with disabilities as well as all underserved demographics across languages, across geographies. So we can translate English language to Japanese, but we can also translate Japanese to German. So we can really go across the globe, helping people connect with people.
So we are honored today to welcome Amber Hinds, a friend in the WordPress community, a 15-year veteran in the accessibility space, and the CEO of Equalize Digital.
Thank you for having me. Building an accessible WordPress site means building a website that all people can use, regardless of their abilities or assistive devices. To do this, you must take into account accessibility at all phases of a project, from the color palette you set during design to the code you write, the plugins you select, and how content is entered into the editor. Creating a truly accessible website can be a labor of love. Many of us are trying to optimize our billable hours, so using AI to speed up the accessibility portions of a project can sound very enticing. And there are some brilliant ways that AI has made the web more accessible to everyone. 10 years ago, if you couldn't hear a video on the web, whether because you were deaf or you were sitting on an airplane and had forgotten your headphones, you would have missed the message completely. Today, AI is captioning videos if the creator didn't, making that content accessible for the 85% of videos that are watched without sound. We've all probably benefited from an AI caption video this week. With every CAPTCHA submission, you're helping to train AI image recognition. This gets us closer to AI tools being able to describe images to blind and visually impaired users if the alternative text is missing. And there are also generative AI tools that show potential for improving web accessibility. GitHub Copilot can suggest accessibility improvements to developers as they code. ChatGPT has the ability to summarize complex text for someone with cognitive or reading disabilities. I say these tools have the potential to make the web more accessible with an emphasis on potential, because while we're making strides toward AI accessibility, we're not there yet. Automated captions frequently contain mistakes. AI-generated alt text usually misses key context-based details completely. Copilot is trained on code from millions of sites, 96.3% of which have easily detectable accessibility problems. And as a result, Copilot is just as likely or more likely to suggest code with accessibility errors than accessible code. And we've all read stories or experienced it ourselves of ChatGPT giving completely inaccurate information when asked to summarize or explain something. Which brings me to accessibility overlays. I can't discuss AI and accessibility without mentioning the most contentious example of AI in the accessibility community: tools that are added to inaccessible websites in an effort to remediate everything from missing alt text to color contrast, incorrect heading order, and more. These tools can fix some accessibility problems on websites, but they also add problems too, and people with disabilities, especially screen reader users, are increasingly speaking up against relying on accessibility overlays. AI, and especially automated accessibility testing tools like our Accessibility Checker plugin, do have a role to play in making a more accessible web. They can fill the gaps where a website creator has failed, and they can teach us to become better developers and content creators who build accessibility first. But at least where we are today, AI is not a Band-Aid that can be slapped over inaccessible code. Looking ahead, there are more creative ways AI will open up the web for people with disabilities. Researchers at Ohio State have been experimenting with developing AI web agents to perform tasks on the internet for people with disabilities. Think personal assistants like Siri or Alexa, who can complete complex tasks with a single voice command. Hey, agent, book me a round-trip ticket to Italy in June. For someone who previously had to navigate 14 steps in an inaccessible checkout process, this technology will radically improve not just their experience on the web, but also their life. As more focus is put on accessibility and AI is trained on more accessible examples, we'll see better results from AI tools. AI-generated alt text is one area in particular to watch, especially plugins like alttext.ai that use image recognition in addition to referencing surrounding text to generate more contextually accurate image descriptions. The best way, though, to open your website to AI-assistive technology and the potential customers who use it is to provide a solid foundation based on semantic HTML. If you haven't yet, a good place to start is integrating automated testing into your workflow, whether that's linting with AxeLinter on GitHub PRs or running an accessibility checker in your WordPress website. Using AI tools to generate code, captions, or alt text can get you up and running quickly, but don't forget to have a human check the bot's work. Small changes can make a big difference in the accessibility of a website. AI, with your assistance, has the potential to rapidly improve the internet's usability for everyone.
Well, Luke, it's always great to hear from Amber. She's been on the forefront of accessibility in WordPress for so long. She's been such a great partner for us here at WP Engine.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think another big topic for us that I would love to chat through for AI and WordPress is personalization. So I think it's obvious that as a trend, the web is becoming more personalized, more dynamic. And to me, AI only speeds this up.
Yeah, and personalization in WordPress or wherever is really, really hard to do. You have to get a bunch of data, it's in real time, you have to make sure you're handling PII right, then you have to apply it and analyze it to create the experience that the customers receive. And personalization necessarily means that each experience will be unique and therefore difficult to make.
That's right. And so thinking about AI as a tool, I think it's really a way to make that hard work of personalization a lot easier. And the work of personalization now becomes more accessible to more website owners. And I think that only speeds up that trend towards more personalization that we've been seeing.
Yeah, 100%. So we want to bring on Dave DiCamillo from Cohen to talk about how he's using AI and personalization with his business and his clients.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dave DiCamillo. I'm the CTO of Cohen. We're a technology-first creative agency based in New York. As we've all seen and been discussing over the last year, there's been no bigger topic than generative AI and how it continues to reshape our world. Nowhere in our experience has been more effective than the world of content. We have publishing clients, we've got brand clients, all clamoring for what is the future going to mean for us? How do we exist in a new world where search is becoming, a conversation? Well, content as we know it is shifting. We're moving from a world where brands have been traditionally communicating directly through the website to their users, where new expectations are that users can converse with the brand directly. Dialogue is going to take the place of static web pages. We're in a world where personalization is now the standard. Generative AI tools are equipping us to have these one-on-one conversations more readily. So what does that mean for all of us in the engineering community? Is this a threat or is this an opportunity? Does this give us more or new opportunities within the CMS world specifically? We at Cohen see this as the biggest opportunity. These kinds of shifts only come around once in a lifetime. And what we need to be doing now is building new tools that will help us manage content far off into the future. We're moving from articles to publishing key points. We're moving from doing branded websites to potentially building ones that are just a GPT-driven interface. Our teams internally at Cohen have never actually been more integrated than they are today. We have engineers who traditionally were just working with designers, now working with brand strategists, copywriters, working on new ways of developing content and integrating things like custom GPTs to our CMS products. We've innovated a number of different ways to deliver branded GPTs through OpenAI and integrating them via an API into custom modules, allowing the authors to have access to a tool that can improve their writing, can make it more branded, can carry the tone of voice that the brand is looking to be presented as. We also believe that CMS technologies are going to be more important, now and off into the future than they've been in the past. After all, we have to govern these generative AIs somehow. There have been whole companies that have been springing up around the best ways to keep AIs in check. But what we see is that programming these new content channels will require the same tools that we've had in the past. Solid CMS products and workflows for brands and publishers. Yes, we're going to need to deliver these products and the content across a whole host of new devices in the future. So how are we going to keep everything consistent? That tone of voice, right? That ability for us to deliver to different devices and locations. We need CMS products in order to do so. We have to be able to tell the GPTs and the AIs how best to talk and represent what we want to communicate. Thankfully, there are companies like WP Engine forging new grounds with headless technologies and bringing things like Atlas to the table. It has been beneficial for us to apply this for our clients to help future-proof them and give them the abilities to pipe content to multiple locations. This new way of delivering content is going to be the way to be successful in the future. We're very positive about what generative AI means to content, to authoring, to CMS technologies in the future. And given the strength and ingenuity of the WordPress community, we're excited to see what everyone's going to come up with. We're looking forward to seeing new innovations spring up in the CMS communities and collaboration happening to bring this new expectation of content to people. Thanks again for the time. Looking forward to seeing more.
Thank you, Dave. Those were some really great insights. And so, Luke, what are we talking about next?
Productivity, which is, of course, a huge buzzword when it comes to AI. So can AI replace people? To what extent can it make people work faster or produce more? But I think if you look at kind of the core of all these questions, what you get are just people, right?
Yeah, exactly, people. And I know that Inbal Shani, the CPO of GitHub, is really fond of saying, Copilot is a co-pilot, not a pilot, right? The person is the pilot. You are always going to need a human in the loop with this stuff. And so the question is, what does that mean in practice?
Yeah, to go back to what you were saying in the beginning.
Yeah, exactly. So I think the real learning comes when we get super practical with what keeping a human in the loop really means. And to do that, we've brought in Lucky Gobindram from CXR Agency to talk about how they're using AI and development.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lucky Gobindram from CXR Agency, where we blend creativity with cutting-edge technology to transform digital experiences. Today, I'm thrilled to share insights into our journey with AI, enhancing agency productivity and crafting revolutionary solutions for our clients. At CXR Agency, AI is more than a tool. It's our ally in redefining client service. We deploy AI for analytics, gaining deep insights into user behaviors, and tailoring digital experiences that resonate. Our commitment to elevate client projects by focusing our talents where they truly shine. Thanks to AI support in automating the routine. Creativity, the heart of our agency, is supercharged by AI. It empowers us to develop content, strategies that align perfectly with our client's vision and audience's needs. Take, for example, our AI-powered trend analysis for a retail giant, which led to a campaign that not only captivated, but converted, showcasing AI's potential to unlock unprecedented creative avenues. Another example of our work with AI is with an online loan application that provides instant credit scoring, lending, and other personalized financial services around the world in developing markets. We worked with them to create a WhatsApp customer support chatbot that assists in distinguishing between genuine and fake messages, enabling users to not only secure a loan when they need it, but also know that they're not being scammed and cheated. And if they are, the ability to take action as needed to make sure that that doesn't happen to other people. Beyond creativity, AI serves as our co-pilot in coding. It enhances our development process, enabling us to write more efficient code and streamline the journey from concept to development and deployment. This approach has been pivotal in projects requiring rapid prototyping, iteration, like our blockchain initiatives, ensuring quality and reliability without sacrificing speed. Despite these advances, we recognize AI's limitations. Its prowess in generating content and coding assistance comes with challenges, particularly in understanding nuanced human emotions and cultural contexts. To blend AI's efficiency with the irreplaceable insight and empathy of our human team, ensuring our solutions are as thoughtful as they are innovative. You see, today, whilst AI is an amazing sidekick and does great things that help us be more efficient, it still has gaps. It still misses the human touch. So when you're using AI, you need to consider where the gaps are. It will get you 70, 75% of the way there. But that human emotion, that human touch, that human review is absolutely necessary to be able to develop products that feel human. In conclusion, AI stands as a cornerstone of our productivity and creativity at CXR Agency. As we continue to explore and integrate AI into our workflows, we remain dedicated to delivering solutions that not only meet, but exceed our clients' expectations. Together with AI, we are not just following the future, we are creating it.
Thank you, Lucky. So to wrap things up, right? The introduction of AI, it's a seismic event, like we've been saying, but it's still early in the game, and everyone's still learning how to use it, really. But used well, I think we're both saying we believe AI will continue to expand upon what it means to have an open web, to make it more personalized and relevant, and enhance our creativity and productivity in general.
Yeah, and so folks out there may be wondering why I'm here. Well, I'm the product manager for WP Engine's Smart Search, which is our first customer-facing application of AI. And so I have a breakout session where we're going to be talking about the Smart Search AI-powered search beta that I'm really excited to talk you through and to demo, and that I think really lives the WP Engine value that we've been talking about, which is pick an application for AI that is practical and that is useful for the folks that use your product. So be sure to join us for that.